Post-war Los Angeles was a place of contradictions. Movie stars' faces lit up billboards while veterans came home looking for work. The city glittered at night with jazz clubs, neon signs, and Hollywood premieres. But beneath that glamour was poverty, corruption, and a growing underworld of organized crime. Elizabeth Short stepped into this world with hope. Born in Massachusetts in 1924, she was the daughter of a troubled family. Her father abandoned them, faking his own suicide during the Great Depression. Elizabeth grew up poor, often moving from place to place, but she was known for her beauty and her longing to escape small-town life. She dreamed of becoming an actress, of seeing her name in lights. Hollywood was her destination, and she pursued it with everything she had, even when the city gave her nothing in return. Elizabeth had a style that set her apart. She wore her black hair in loose curls, her lips always painted in a bold red. She favored black dresses, sheer blouses, and tailored skirts that made her look older than her 22 years. People began calling her the Black Dahlia, a nickname reportedly inspired by the Blue Dahlia, a noir crime film released the year before. Some say the name came from friends teasing her about her love of dark clothing, others that it came from the press after her death. Either way, it fit. She was both alluring and mysterious. But beneath that glamour, Elizabeth lived on the margins. She never found steady work as an actress. She drifted between friends' apartments, lived in cheap hotels, and survived off odd jobs and the kindness of men she met. She often told people she was waiting for a break in Hollywood, but time and again, it never came. In early January 1947, Elizabeth was in Los Angeles, staying in hotels and making plans to return to Boston. Witnesses saw her in various places across the city, cafes, bars, and theaters. She was last seen alive on January 9, 1947, at the Biltmore Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. She had been dropped off there by an acquaintance, reportedly planning to meet her sister. Multiple witnesses saw her in the lobby, making phone calls, looking restless. That was the last confirmed sighting of her alive. For nearly a week, she vanished. On the morning of January 15, 1947, a young mother pushing her stroller down Norton Avenue in Leimert Park spotted something in a vacant lot. At first, she thought it was a discarded mannequin. The skin looked unnaturally white, the limbs too stiff, the body cut clean in half. Then she realized it wasn't a mannequin. It was a woman. Elizabeth Short's body had been severed at the waist with surgical precision. She had been drained of blood, her skin pale as marble. Her body had been carefully posed, with her arms raised above her head and her legs spread. Cuts and bruises covered her, and most shockingly, her mouth had been carved into a grotesque smile, cut from ear to ear. The scene was silent, eerie, almost theatrical, as if someone had staged it for maximum horror. Detectives swarmed the site. Photographers snapped pictures that would haunt newspapers for weeks. The LAPD immediately knew this was no ordinary murder. Key observations. Surgical skill. The cuts were too precise for an amateur. Someone with medical knowledge had dismembered her. No blood at the scene. She had been killed elsewhere, then transported and placed in the lot. Wash body. Her body had been cleaned with gasoline or another substance, removing fingerprints and evidence. The case was handed to the LAPD's Homicide Division, but despite their efforts, leads were elusive. The press seized on the story, like vultures. The lurid details of Elizabeth's death made headlines nationwide. Reporters camped outside police stations, hounded detectives, and even called the LAPD pretending to be the killer. The papers painted Elizabeth in conflicting lights. Some portrayed her as an innocent young woman caught in a cruel twist of fate. Others smeared her reputation, portraying her as a seductress, a drifter, even a prostitute, none of which were ever proven. The nickname, the Black Dahlia, spread quickly, cementing her as a figure of both horror and fascination. Over the years, the LAPD investigated more than 150 suspects. Some stood out. Dr. George Hodel, a wealthy physician with a dark past. His own son, Steve Hodel, a former LAPD detective, later accused him of being the killer. Secret recordings from Hodel's home captured him saying chilling things like, "Supposin' I did kill the Black Dahlia." They couldn't prove it now. Robert read Manley, the last man confirmed to have seen Elizabeth alive. He dropped her off at the Biltmore Hotel, but was cleared after passing multiple lie detector tests. Cleo Short, Elizabeth's father. Some rumors implicated her estranged father, though no evidence supported this. Mob connections. Some theories tied her death to Los Angeles's criminal underworld, suggesting she may have crossed paths with dangerous men. Others believed Elizabeth was the victim of a serial killer. The surgical mutilation, the staged body, and the sadistic precision suggested someone who might have killed before. Weeks after the murder, the Los Angeles Examiner received a chilling letter. Written with cut-and-paste words from newspapers, it read, "Here is Dahlia's belongings. I will give up in Dahlia killing if I get 10 years. Don't try to find me." The letter came with Elizabeth's personal items, her birth certificate, business cards, photographs, and an address book. Everything had been wiped clean with gasoline. More letters followed, some taunting the police, some mocking the press. But they eventually stopped, and no fingerprints or handwriting samples matched a suspect. Despite the largest manhunt in Los Angeles' history, the case went cold. Files grew dusty, leads ran dry, and suspects died without confessions. Today, more than 75 years later, the Black Dahlia murder remains unsolved. Theories abound. Was it Dr. Hodel? A jealous lover? A mobster? Or a sadistic killer who struck once and disappeared? Elizabeth Short became more than just a victim. She became a legend. Her pale face, red lips, and tragic death turned her into an icon of Los Angeles noir. Elizabeth was not just the Black Dahlia. She was a young woman with dreams, caught in a city that fed on those dreams and sometimes destroyed them. Her murder exposed the darkness lurking beneath Hollywood's glittering surface. It revealed the cruelty of the press, the limitations of police work in the 1940s, and the dangers faced by women chasing fame in a city built on illusions. Her story endures because it is more than a mystery. It is a mirror held up to Los Angeles itself, a city of light and shadow, where hope and horror exist side by side.